all of us. Screens are fun, helpful, and useful. But today, I want to talk about how screens can affect our mental and physical well-being. In today's world, tablets, TVs, computers, and mobile phones are everywhere. We use them for studying, playing games, watching videos, and attending online classes. However, when we use screens for too long, they can cause serious problems. First, let us talk about our mind. When we spend too much time on screens, our attention becomes weaker and we find it harder to focus on our schoolwork. Screens also disturb our sleep, especially when we use phones late at night. Lack of proper sleep makes us feel lazy, sleepy, and less active during the day. Sometimes online games and social media make us feel stressed, worried, or irritated. Now, let us look at on our physical health. When sitting in long hours in front of screens cause eye strain, headaches, neck pain, and back pain. Screens also reduce our physical activity, which can make us unhealthy and weak. Instead of playing outdoor games, many children prefer playing on phones, which affect their overall growth. So, this does not mean that we must stop using gadgets completely. So, what should we do? We can limit our screen time, take regular breaks, and follow the 20-20-20 rule, which means in every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away just for 20 seconds. We also must spend more time in outdoor play, reading with friends and family. So, I would like to say screens must be our helpers, not our
On how we choose to use it. If we allow AI to replace our thoughts, our imagination, then yes, it will become a threat to us. But if we use AI as a partner to expand our ideas instead of replacing them, then it will become a future of creativity. The truth is simple. AI can create outputs, but only humans can create meanings. Thank you and have a nice day.
That was a beautiful delivered speech. Well done, Tamil Maestro. Now I would like to call Tamil.
Good morning, everybody. Today I want to talk about screen time. In changing world rules, we risk living the life within us, respecting studies, teachers, and friends. Today I want to talk about screen time. The hours we spend on phones, laptops, and TVs, and how it affects our body and mind. Physically, long hours on screen can strain our eyes, hurt our back and neck, and reduce activities. Feeding too much calorie, weight gain, poor posture, and even heart and metabolic problems. Many excessive screens use increasing stress, anxiety, depression, and reduce our attention span. Passive scrolling, gaming, and social media are the biggest culprits. Spending time outdoors in fresh air and sunlight can protect our mind and mood. Why does this happen? Screens disturb our sleep, replace movements, and reduce the depth of our real-life interactions. Nourishing and multitasking fragment our attention, leaving us tired and restless. So, what can we do? Limit non-education.
His friend broke our friendship just because she found a new friend. I was devastated. It was quite traumatizing for me. The more I hated the person, the more it became suffocating for me. That was the moment I wished for something that could understand my pain, something that could take that pain out of me. And that's how the idea of my dream invention came
further escalates unemployment. We might start choosing perfection over passion, efficiency over expression, and convenience over courage. AI can also be used to collect, analyze, and process large amount of personal data. But before we panic, let us all remember something very important. Every major invention in history was once feared. Photography did not destroy painting, it expanded it. The internet did not kill books, it multiplied writers. AI is not the enemy of creativity. Creativity began with us. In cave paintings, ancient melodies, whispered stories, and wild dreams. As long as humans dare to imagine, AI will remain a tool, but we will remain the artist. At last, I would like to conclude by saying that it is quite essential to maintain a balance between leveraging AI's potential and safeguarding the essence of human artistry to ensure a constructive coalescence of technology and creativity. Thank you. Have a nice day.
His return, he noticed that the mold had grown on the contaminated area, and most importantly, the area around the dish was free of bacteria. His curiosity led him to investigate what the mold was producing that to kill the bacteria. It was so curiosity and not intelligence that led to the discovery of penicillin, the first widely used antibiotic. We in day-to-day life discover and learn so many new things based on our curiosities. Our toddler finds his own ways and approach toward his new life and things he sees around. Remember how we all did with water in the bucket and mud acids? And even we realized if we push the mug inside the water with greater force, it comes back with even greater force. What was that? Wasn't beyond force knowledge that our curiosity lead to? And each one of us would agree to the tend to remember the things that we learn out from our inquiring minds or read scribblings. Curiosity plays a crucial role in everyone's life, of who are not blessed with the physical or mental health like many of us. So it's not their intelligence that guides them or teaches them, but their curious nature and intent drive to discover and understand in the world as they explore their own physicality and self-dependency. According to me, institutions should nurture among children, encourage exploration. Few ways that can be implemented are support inquiry-based learning, celebrate curiosity, embrace the curiosity-driven curriculum, connect
literacy and economic conditions differ drastically. This is why exactly a massive and diverse nation like India needs even better eligibility standards. Now arises a fundamental question. An IS needs qualification. A teacher needs qualification. A constable needs qualifications as well. Then how can the people who run the entire nation need none? Isn't this the biggest contradiction with what I said, ladies and gentlemen? Furthermore, India is one of the youngest nations, yet our leadership often is. What India needs right now is younger voices. Leaders like Umar Abdullah, Raghav Chadha and Sachin Pilot shows how young leadership brings better thinking and more innovative thoughts, indicating that the lower age norms for local bodies and term limits can open the door for youth and break the political monopolies from many issues. Issues like financial purity in politics. The democracy becomes strong not by chance, but by choosing the leaders who truly deserve to lead. A leader who is educated. A leader.
As I come to my conclusion, I want to say that we, the children of today, are not just learning lessons. We are preparing to shape the world of tomorrow. Every dream we dream has the power to become someone's hope one day. If my invention can even bring a little courage, even a little peace, and even a little smile to someone's life, I feel that my purpose has been fulfilled. As an invention is not great as it is big or expensive. An invention is great when it touches heart. So let me end with a line that inspires me deeply. Best way to predict future is to invent it. So let us dream bravely
curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning. So keep your candle burning bright. Keep asking, keep exploring, and keep wondering. Because curiosity is not just more important than intelligence. It is the very reason intelligence exists. I repeat, curiosity is not just more important than intelligence. It is the very reason intelligence.
Fitness followers emulate their lifestyles and follow their fitness journeys. All this is way above traditional advertisements. And why not? Influencers have brought attention to taboos like mental health. They have challenged injustice and amplified marginalized voices. Magical and phenomenal, isn't it? But there is a flip side as well. Renowned celebrities are promoting unrealistic goals. Recently, my mom bought 20 capsules of collagen for $2,000 for her skin reforming. Another beauty fad of impractical beauty standards. I mean, not everyone knows that oral collagen gets digested. Such illogical expectations create stress and dejection. Today, a 30-second reel can change our mind in a flash and can promote violence. And the major victims are young, impressionable minds who fail to distinguish the simulated content from reality. This aftermath needs a troubleshoot. And
Learn, explore, and connect. But when we spend too much time staring at them, something slowly changes in our body, in our mind, or even in our behavior. We lose focus on studies and hobbies. Our concentration becomes weak. Our muscles become stiff because we sit for long hours in one place. Our eyes feel tired. We get headache or difficulty in sleeping and can get mood swings. My friends, screens were made for us, but not to control us. They are like fire, useful when handled with care, but dangerous when used carelessly. We can enjoy technology with balance and discipline. Balance is better than addiction. Eyes need rest more than screens need attention.
No longer futuristic, it is daily life. My dear friends, AI can imitate creativity, but only a human can inspire it. According to Adobe's Global 2025 Creators Report, 86% of creative professionals already use AI in their workflow, and 81% said AI helps them create content in ways they could not have imagined. According to the Hanover Research Report, 83% of professionals believe AI amplifies creativity, and 93% said AI helps them focus on higher level tasks. Let me illustrate with an example. A design team has a basic sketch, a rough layout. They feed it to an AI tool. Within minutes, they have 30 professional variations with different colors, thematics, and styles. AI didn't steal their creativity, it expanded it, opening multiple creative doors instead of one. Similarly, I would also like to say, AI can write poems, but cannot taste the heartbreak. AI can write music, but cannot feel the silence between the notes. And yes, AI also helps draft speeches, as some of you must have done. Now, let us quickly weigh in on some threats. Entry-level creative jobs are being replaced by AI. Cybercrimes and plagiarism are on the rise, which put our data and privacy at risk. And yet, many feel left behind when they don't learn AI. So the danger isn't AI,
They make learning more interesting by educational videos, interactive apps, and by online classes. We can understand difficult concepts in a simple and enjoyable manner. Many digital games
by honesty, capabilities, leadership qualities, and a genuine urge to serve the public. There are many challenges that we face during the election process, and I would like to highlight a few. One such challenge is background of candidates. It means that a person with criminal past record should not be allowed to contest elections unless he or she is proven innocent in a court of law. Second such challenge is lack of minimum educational qualification of candidates. It should be fixed because leaders shape the destiny of the entire nation. Education helps leaders to understand laws, budgets, and public policies better. Third such challenge is the dangerous influence of money and muscle power. It must be controlled through strict monitoring of all election expenses so that honest and deserving candidates are not pushed out. All these reforms will ensure good governance. When ethical leaders enter politics, fair policies are made, and effective governance strengthens our vibrant democracy. Finally, I would like to
Clarity. What influences don't showcase is that they themselves are often under intense pressure. They are struggling and battling mental health struggles. Impact on youth is humongous. Young followers compare themselves and feel insecure about their lives. We need to understand this, that the influence of the power to lead, to mislead, to shape, to destroy the young minds. We must be careful to pick the best flower from yardie and not even touch the poisonous one. At last, all I would like to say, don't use social media to impress people. Use it to impact people. And for our Gen Z, my message is, influence is everywhere. Choose what actually improves you. Your life is not a YouTube vlog. Live it, don't perform it. Thank you.
You're curious, then you never stop asking questions, leading to learning always. And maybe who knows, you may invent new discoveries in the process. Look at Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times, but he was curious and he always asked, what if I try this way? If he had given up, we all might still be in the dark. So let's make curiosity a part of our daily life.
The time will come when AI will be seen as a threat, and after that, a time will come when AI will be seen as the future, and at last, humans will see AI both as a threat and future. And finally, that time had come. Good morning, everyone present here. I am token number S9. Is AI the future of creativity or a threat to it? We all know that both art and creativity are very subjective topics. One which is creative for me can seem to be very simple and lame to you. But when we talk about AI's interference in the field of art and creativity, we all have a very clear vision. We all become very prominent as well as very significant. That for sure, AI is molding the purest form of creativity. But the question still remains the same. Is AI the good future of creativity or a threat to it? Yeah, we all can't deny that AI has changed the view.
Gentlemen, the only thing that stood after that video was her hair. Today's influencers are not just posting reels, they are reprogramming routines, rewriting realities, and reshaping reasonings. According to 2024 UNICEF study, teens spend an average of 3 hours and 42 minutes daily consuming influencer-generated content. Even brain scientists say that every like, share, and fire emoji releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, making our brains crave more and more. In simple words, influencers are not just
Acts and remembers everything God did. Sir Isaac Newton didn't just eat the apple that fell down, but his question, why did it fall down, led to the discovery of gravity. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times while pursuing the light bulb, but his curiosity and his perseverance led to his ultimate success. People like Marie Curie, the Wright brothers, Jane Goodall, Elon Musk, and others changed the world because they were curious enough to ask questions and solve big problems. Curiosity not only leads to big discoveries, but improves creativity. Curiosity never runs out. It keeps your mind active and ensures you keep growing forever. Curiosity is the fuel for intelligence. It is like having wings. It lifts up to new heights.
The power in hand of unworthy doesn't just decay democracy. It fits the future we all dream of. Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my fellow friends. Our eligibility norm exists to make sure that power ends up in right hands. But as the nation develops and changes, loopholes in existing laws have emerged, making a clear need for reform in our eligibility criteria for election candidacy. What such reform would be adding literacy as an eligibility criterion. Back in 1949, when we were framing our laws, only 12% of the country was literate. Making literacy mandatory back then would have caused a huge portion of country from stepping in elections. However, today with 80.9% of literate population, this requirement is achievable. It will make lawmaking smoother and increase accountability from bureaucracy, both necessary for an effective democracy. But literacy alone is not enough. Another gap in our eligibility criteria is about the integrity of candidates. Imagine having a criminal making laws for you. Can you be sure that decisions made by such a person would serve public welfare? A representative convicted of serious offences such as murder, rape case, drug dealing is a threat to rule of law, encourages criminalization in politics, and destroys public trust. For such criminal cases, there should be strict reform stating that anyone convicted of serious offences
is completely lonely, or misunderstood. My dream invention is called the Compassion Watch, a tiny watch with a giant purpose to make humans more humane. The Compassion Watch guides our thought towards kindness. Whenever someone is angry, stressed, confused, it gently releases a
Asking question. Curiosity opens the door of ideas, creativity, and learning. We all know that if we only depend on memory and what we already know, then we will miss amazing things. But if we stay curious, we can learn new things. You all will agree with me that curiosity helps us to grow, explore, and become creative thinkers. Always remember that every big discovery starts with a question and curiosity. Thank you. Have a nice day.
nation's future hinges on its representative. But these electoral reforms can spark a transformative revolution for the country's outlook. Thank you.
That was a great speech. Tag number as 10. Now I would like to call tag number as 11.
Media influence. Good morning, judges. My token number is 9 and my topic is the power of influence. Social media influencers have wide, significant powers in today's digital age, capable of both shaping minds positively and potentially misleading the youth. On one hand, influencers can inspire young people to pursue education, adopt healthy lifestyle, or raise awareness about important social issues. Their relatable content often make learning and positive changes seem accessible. However, the lack of regulation can lead to the promotion of unhealthy beauty standards, questionable results, and misinformed opinions which can have detrimental effects on impressionable audience.
Minutes and go outside and play every day and stay connected with your relatives, friends, like this. Thank you.
First, age norms. At 18, you can vote. At 21, you can marry. But to contest a major national election, you must wait until 25. So apparently, you are wise enough to choose a right partner, but not a constituency. Each office has a retirement age, but our political system has people above 75 years who refuse to give up their power. My friends, revisiting age norms will create a balanced blend of youthful energy and mature wisdom. Financial transparency. In today's elections, sometimes the posters are larger than the policies. Campaigns feel like competitions of those who have deeper pockets. If voters must choose wisely, then candidates must be transparent about their assets, income,
Parents
inventions and new knowledge. Curiosity also makes learning fun. When we're curious, we don't study because we have to, but because we want to. It's like finding joy in the journey, not just in the destination. Intelligence alone can help you solve a problem, but curiosity pushes us to discover what we don't know. Another reason why curiosity is more valuable than intelligence is that it never runs out. Intelligence can fade if we don't use it, but curiosity keeps growing. It keeps our mind active and excited. As the proverb says, he who asks a question remains a fool for a minute, but he who doesn't ask a question remains a fool forever. To conclude, intelligence is helpful, but curiosity is powerful. Curiosity is the engine that drives learning, creativity, and discovery. So let us just not try to be intelligent. Let us try to be curious. Thank you.
Come to examine who are we really voting for? Have we ever asked so? I mean, how can we build a strong nation, a better nation, the futuristic nation you say when builders themselves are broken? You tell me, can democracy really survive when honesty loses to power and principles goes before politics? Day's greeting to honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I tab number S12 stand before you to present my insights over the topic of utmost importance: reforms in eligibility norms for election candidacy. Isn't it strange? Today, anyone above a certain age can contest elections, regardless of their education, moral background, or integrity.
Minds which are still developing may fall into the trap of copying them blindly. This is where the danger lies. When admiration turns into blind imitation and influence becomes manipulation. So, what should we do? We must be smart and thoughtful digital users who think before believing anything online. Social media shows only highlights, not real struggles or imperfections. So let's follow influencers who uplift and inspire rather than mislead.
Accounts continue to capture our gaze, often replete with infinite scrolling, algorithmic persuasion, and sensory overload. These mechanisms fragment our concentration, diminishing our ability to sustain deep thought and meaningful reflection. The physical consequences: bodies in decline. The human body was never designed for static, free-bound existence. And yet, our spend of hunched over devices has become our daily norm. This sedentary lifestyle contributes to a cascade of physical ailments. Foremost among these is the digital posture deterioration. Rounded shoulders, strained neck muscles, and chronic back pain collectively dog neck. Furthermore, screens emit blue light, which disrupts our circadian rhythm, impairing the production of melatonin, the hormone essential for restful sleep. As a result, many individuals grapple with insomnia, fatigue, and reduced cognitive performance. The call for balance, reclaiming our well-being. While it is neither feasible nor desirable to abandon our screen entirely, we rely on them for education, employment, and global communication. It is imperative that we cultivate a healthy relationship with technology. We must adopt strategies that prioritize balance. Digital
Good morning, everyone. Honorable judges, respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. So today I want to speak on a very interesting and important topic. Is AI the future of creativity or a threat to it? So artificial intelligence or AI is making our world faster than ever. It can write poems, compose music, and even make movies also. So the big question is, does AI help to make creativity grow or will destroy human imagination? On one hand, AI is definitely a future of creativity. It can speed our work and even helps in design. Designers use AI to create new fashions, artists use to make beautiful digital art, and to follow is ours. Thank you. There is a concern. Some people fear that AI might be a threat to creativity. If AI can write poems, compose music, help make of creativity or a threat to it. Take care of it, okay? It's okay.
And you people are doing really great. So have confidence. Don't lose it.
Please show your dad. It should be visible there, okay?
Influence is not just about followers, it's about the impact you leave. A true influencer does not change trends, they change mindset. A very hearty greetings to honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends. Today I, tag number M12, stand before you all to express my views on a topic that defines our generation. The power of influencers, shaping minds or misleading the youth. We live in a world with a single post. A 30-second reel or a viral video can reach millions in a moment. Influencers, once ordinary people, now they will extraordinary powers. They shape trends, opinions, lifestyles, and even our definition of success. But let me ask you all a question. Is this power shaped?
Pressure to be perfect and compare oneself to others, leading to anxiety, low self-esteem, and depression. Too much gaming and online browsing can affect concentration and reduce the attention spans. Children may be stable, and adults may struggle with stress and work-life imbalance. Parents and teachers must guide children toward healthy digital habits. Screens are not bad. We just need to use them wisely. Here are some simple tips. First, use screen for limited time. Second, sit in the right position. Third, keep screen at a safe distance. Fourth, take break in every 20 minutes while working on screens.
Not. AI is a tool and our assistant. A work of art is created when emotions are poured into it. It is not possible for a machine to feel the messy emotional chaos of the human heart. AI can never comprehend the terror of a maths exam or the trauma of a heartbreak. AI only creates a new artwork by using something that already exists. So, it is better to say that AI doesn't create, it copies. However, if AI's speed and smartness are combined with human creativity, it can open the doors of great possibilities. At the end, AI is not the artist, it's the paintbrush. It's powerful, but it needs a hand to guide it. Thus, the real question is not, will AI replace creativity? But, will we keep creating? To conclude by saying that influencers are neither completely beneficial nor entirely harmful. They are simply powerful. And like any power, its impact depends on how wisely it is used and how responsibly it is received. Thank you.
Amazing performance. Nextly, I would like to call tag number M13.
We often praise intelligence. We admire people who score high marks, solve problems quickly, and remember facts easily. But let me ask you something. How does a person become intelligent in his first place? The answer is simple: through curiosity. Curiosity is the spark that makes us ask how, why, and what if. It is the curiosity that pushes a child to open a toy, a scientist to question old ideas, and an inventor to try again after every failure. Intelligence may give us the answer, but curiosity gives us the desire to search for those answers. Intelligence is limited by what we already know, but curiosity is unlimited. That gives us the desire to search the things that we didn't know yet.
Building their own networks, building their own connections while the world changes. While the world changes around them, while the opportunities and the talents of people are stiffened. Our eligibility norms need a reformation. They are not just a legal practice. They are the moral imperative. They are the key to a nation that is evolving, alive, and still like at one point, I can say something, a very normal thing to someone's religion. There will be a case on me. But a person that is supposed to lead this nation
Say, hey robot, can you make gluten-free food for me? And it will start cooking immediately. So I will not feel lost with my meat that it's not tasty enough. Because it will do its best to provide me with the best. Wouldn't it be? This is my dream invention. So it will help the working parents that go to work every day and their students and their children are at home sitting and they want to eat something and they cannot take care of themselves.
So your dog while using these devices often lead to chronic neck and back pain. Eye strains, headaches and blurred vision due to reduced blinking are also some common physical complaints. The constant use of headphones distracts us from our immediate surroundings, leading to accidents and a detachment from the real world. But high volume risks long-term hearing damage as it affects our eardrums. But mental effects are just as significant. Research consistently links high screen time to increased anxiety and depression. For young people, excessive screen use can disrupt sleep, change patterns, and reduce attention spans. This is often worsened by the habit of doom scrolling, which means we spend hours mindlessly scrolling the screens and even not knowing what we want to watch, which overstimulates our brain and creates an addictive loop that kills our productivity. This constant influx of
Choosing leaders, do we always get right choices? Imagine this. A child needs 90% attendance for sitting an exam. But why a leader needs 0% experience for contesting an election? A 10th class child must clear a board exam. But why a leader doesn't need to prove even a basic level of education? Good morning everyone. I am tag number 16 and going to talk about reforms in eligibility norm for candidacy in election. In simple words, this means improving the rule that decide who can stand election and become a leader. Elections are the heart of our democracy. For a country to progress, we need honest, capable and responsible leaders. But this can only happen if the rules for becoming a candidate are fair, strong and clear. That's why reforms are needed. Firstly, there should be stricter rule on criminal background. Many candidates with serious criminal cases are able to contest election. This can affect the quality of leadership.
The topic is power of influencers, shaping minds or misleading youth. Today's youth is not raised by parents alone. It is raised by screens. And the faces on those screens are called influencers, who hold more power over them than most people are willing to admit. Influencers can shape their thinking in seconds. One video and suddenly everyone wants the same outfit, the same routine and the same life. But the real question is, are they shaping us or are they quietly misleading us while we laugh at them? Let's be honest. Many influencers don't care about our growth. They care about money, visibility,
Help people to trust their leaders. Fourthly, age row can also be updated. Today, minimum age for contesting election can vary from different posts. So lowering the minimum age for contesting election can give youth more opportunities to participate in politics. Lastly, there should be rules to ensure that a candidate has strong connection with the area they represent. A person who has never been in the place might not understand its real problem. So a reform should be that any candidate has strong connection with the area they represent. Our nation is not built by bricks, but by the hands that lead it. And leadership is not a throne to claim, but a trust to be earned. Thank you. Have a nice day.
choose wisely, influencers can build us. If we choose blindly, they can break us. In the end, the power of influencers is not in their hands, it's in ours. Thank you and for motivating me.
Very nice. Now, nextly, I would like to call M15.
Paul once walked miles just to read old science magazines in the library. One day he pointed to a picture of an airplane and asked the librarian, "Why can't something like this fly
some state assemblies, it was 30 to 40%. This is why urgent reforms in eligibility norms are not just desirable, they are the need of the hour to save Indian democracy. So where do we start? The answer is clear. First, anyone charged for serious crime should be prohibited from contesting as soon as a court accepts the charge sheet. Second, the Election Commission should have an independent team to check a candidate's criminal records, assets and liabilities before the nomination is accepted.
Opinion makers, influencers have become new celebrity, new advisor, and in many ways the new role model of today's generation. Many of them do extraordinary work. They motivate us to fit, confident, creative, and aware. They speak openly about mental health, personal growth, and education. They break stereotypes, start conversation, and make young minds to believe in themselves. And honestly, that kind of influence, it's powerful, it's positive, and it's needed. But respected judges, influence also has a darker shade. While some influencers uplift the youth, others put them into unhealthy comparison. Perfect skin, perfect body, perfect life, all edited, filtered, and created. They promote drugs they barely use, trends they don't believe in, and lifestyle that are not real. And without realizing it, a youth starts chasing illusion. They measure their reality against someone else's highlight reel. This is where it becomes manipulation. Misleading information spreads faster than fact, and sometimes paid promotion hides the truth. The line between a genuine advice and commercial manipulation becomes blurred. So the question is not just, are these influencers shaping minds? But the real question is, are these influencers shaping minds wisely or just silently misleading the very youth that trust them? Yes.
Slogans have become a major part of our day. They help us learn new things, stay connected with others, and to entertain us. However, when we start spending too much time on screens and fulfill time on physical activities, it badly affects our health in many ways. Firstly, excess screen time affects our mental well-being. Spending long hours on screen can make people feel anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed. It also disturbs their sleep cycle. Many people use mobile phones going to bed, and they reduce their sleep quality. As a result, we feel tired, less focused, and less energetic the next day. Studies show that children spend too much time on screens and too little time on physical activities. It badly affects their health in many ways, and more like anxiety, mood swings, and even depression. Their overall life quality also decreases because they are not given the rest or exercise. Secondly, screen time makes their physical health. Sitting in a hot place for a long time leads to a sedentary lifestyle, increase of obesity, and other health problems. There are cardiovascular issues. It also leads to eye strain, common in the lifestyle. It also pathetic and
or threat to it. The fear that machines will replace human creativity echoes those ironic days of computers where instead of employment crisis, technology sparked to such an extent that now every JS aspirant dreams about CS branch's career. Today, AI stands at a similar crossroads. While there are valid concerns about it replacing human creativity, history shows that technology and humanity have evolved symbiotically together, just like Jarvis and I Am Iron Man. In the fields of gaming and films, we are seeing a transformative shift. Our Indian visionary directors like S.S. Rajamouli are integrating AI with creative process in his upcoming film Varanasi. AI in horror games has enhanced spine-chilling jump scares and heart-pumping chase sequences, streamlining what was once a complex process. AI has the potential to create new inventions in the algorithm in the cosmic field, pushing forward the exoplanetary search for life. But the main issue is the standardization of creative outputs, a potential danger that can lead to creative content crisis, threatening the very core of creativity, the human resource itself. For this, I have one example. Hayao Miyazaki, a famous Ghibli artist known for his legendary animated films like Spirited Away. The same Ghibli art which initially took years of hard work was devastated in seconds by AI trends, which he also quoted as an insult to life itself. Yet in contrast, we see MAPA Studios, another anime giant pushing forward creative boundaries by merging skill upgrades, human artistry with 3D picturization. This is the future of creativity, where we will have to adapt with change in order to rule the world. The World Economic Forum says AI will create 130 million new jobs by this decade. Such as a network operator took the place of a postman, similarly, AI will not take jobs, but will shift the jobs in a new category. So how can we ensure this future? The answer lies in education and collaboration. By merging skill upgrades with education in students and workforce, we have the chance to make our country at the top of the creativity index, a country where humans will be manufactured, not machines. At last, I would like to say, Parivartan meva sthiramasti, the only constant in the universe is the change itself.
Your confidence, voice, and gestures, everything was great. Thank you.
Now, I would like to ask you, would you have some coffee, tea? Would you like to take a break?
Break. 2 minutes break for sure.
Close your eyes for a second and imagine the world as a giant puzzle. Some pieces are shining with the answers we already know, but others are still hidden, waiting to be found. Now tell me, who will discover those missing pieces? The one who already knows everything, or the one who wants to know more? Good morning, respected jury members and all my curious listeners there. Today I, tag number P21, would be deeply enthusiastic to share my thoughts on why curiosity is more valuable than intelligence. Intelligence is like a web, deep, impressive, and filled with what already exists. But curiosity is a flowing river, always moving, always searching, never satisfied or
Wonderful performance. Now I invite tag number P22.
On a very important topic that silently shapes our lifestyle, the effects of screen time on mental and physical health. We live in a world where screens have become our constant companions from the moment we wake up till the time we sleep. The screen is the first thing we touch and the last thing we leave. Technology was created to make our lives easier, but somewhere slowly and silently it has begun to control us. Mental health effects. Too much screen time leads to endless comparisons, perfect lives, perfect faces, perfect achievements. And what does this lead to? Stress, anxiety, and a feeling of I am not good enough. The blue light from the screen also disturbs our sleep cycle. We may think we are resting, but our brain is wide awake. This results in sleepless nights and tired morning. Fast-moving videos.
Teachers or community leaders, influencers often show only the best moments of life, and the youth begin to believe that life always should be exciting, aesthetic, and problem-free, and it leads the dissatisfaction with the real
It once searched for words that heal. Now circles stream, but do they feel? If machines can't create like me and you, is this the dawn of art or it's edu? From a morning cup of tea to an evening meal, my homework, dad's office work, mom's daily hacks. Let's be honest, AI is everywhere. A very good morning to esteemed judges, respected teachers and my fellow participants. Today, I tag number as 19 stand before you to speak on the topic. Is artificial intelligence the future of creativity or a threat to it? This is not just a classroom topic, it is a global concern. Recently, the Times of India reported a surge in AI-powered image and voice cloning, a major national issue ahead of elections. Also widely used for cybercrimes. When machines begin to decide who is enemy and who is not, humanity must pause and ask, have we built a tool for peace or a trigger for chaos? Yet, let's not rush to make AI the villain. According to World Economic Forum 2024, nearly 40% of creative professionals use AI daily. AI can paint like Picasso, write like Shakespeare, and compose like Mozart, but has a burning question. Can it feel like them? Creativity is not just production, it is perception. It is not just generating words, it is experiencing life. If used wisely, AI can amplify our creativity, not replace it. Scientists have used AI for major breakthroughs. AI is a tool, brilliant, fast, powerful, but still a tool. Stephen Hawking, the very name rings a bell, doesn't it? He once left readers truly shaken with his open-ended thought that warned the world, success in creating AI may be the biggest event in the human history. Unfortunately, it might be the last. He wasn't predicting doom, he was urging responsibility. Even today,
And physical health. Let's start with physical health. After long hours of screen use, our eyes start to feel tired and dry. Sometimes it even causes headaches. Sitting in the same position for too long can cause neck pain and back pain. And because we're glued to our screens, we hardly move, which makes us less active
play for 10 minutes. And suddenly, an hour has passed. This reduces our focus, especially when we sit down to study. Screens also affect the way about how we feel about ourselves when we see
Are influencers. But the actual question is, are they influencing us or controlling us? Let's look at the brighter side first. There are influencers who are the real heroes of the digital world. They teach us science in fun ways, share study hacks, talk about mental health, and make us smarter, confident, and curious with their bright ideas. A big thumbs up to such influencers. Young people are learning new skills from cooking to coding, from art to fitness, sitting right at home. But every coin has two sides. There are influencers creating problems. They show a perfect life but is actually fake. Luxury food, expensive clothes, foreign trips, all carefully planned to make us feel our life isn't good enough. This slowly creates stress, jealousy, and low self-esteem. Worse, some influencers are promoting products only for money, just because they are paid to do so, even if it is unhealthy, unsafe, or unnecessary. Instead of studying, playing outside, or talking with family, we still keep scrolling our screens. This is not influence. This is
To strengthen democracy. Don't you think that before a leader shapes the nation must first shape who is allowed to become a leader? Think about it. If they allow just anyone to become a pilot without training, would you confidently board the plane? If you wouldn't trust an untested pilot with 200 passengers, then why do we trust an untested candidate with 1.4 billion citizens? If the entry gate to leadership is loose, then we cannot expect the house of democracy to stand firm. The first basic norm which should be implemented is education. We all know, in this economy, to become anything, let alone be an IAS officer, a doctor, or even a school teacher, we need to take a test, submit documents, and pass a background check. But someone who wants to become a lawmaker, someone who wants to decide national budgets, policies, and rights, doesn't need to prove any basic knowledge at all. This isn't ironic, it's dangerous.
And lazy. It can also dim the clarity of our vision. Some kids need glasses because of this. Screen time also affects our mental health. We do not get enough sleep if we watch too much screen. It may turn into anxiety or even depression. Sometimes we forget to talk to people around us. So what can we do then? A healthy life does not start with a new device. It starts with decision. So let's follow some rules. Rule number 1. We should not watch screen more than an hour in a day. Rule number 2. Play outdoor games. Rule number 3. Avoid screens before bedtime. Rule number 4. Spend more time with family and friends. These small steps will.
There's a famous quote which goes, democracy dies when fresh voices are kept outside its doors. Reform, it's not the enemy of democracy, it is the armor that protects it. So in the end, I would like to ask you all, can we truly look into the eyes of our future generation and say that we did everything we could to provide them with honest, capable and responsible leaders? Think about it. Thank you and have a nice day.
Why did you do this to yourself? He confessed softly because he looked perfect and I wanted to be just like him. That confession was not just his voice. It echoed the vulnerability of millions of young minds. A fitness influencer who takes drugs and steroids to get brand promotion and attract followers with a hollow physique. But rather than it, a fitness influencer might share healthier routines, healthy recipe ideas, and motivational
Subhash Chandra Bose rose as the Congress president, but the uprising within him had just begun at 14. And Chandrasekhar Azad, how can we forget him? He was only 14 when he pledged freedom at the cost of his life. Because they were not leaders made by age. They were leaders made by vision, courage, and clarity. In today's youth, I see the fire hasn't vanished. They understand unemployment because it hit them first. They understand pressure because they carry it with every expectation. They understand digital India because their ideas keep it running. And yet, when the future is being written, their voice, the very voice that lives that future, is left hanging in the air. Leadership today needs a new kind of qualification. We need leaders who can understand a budget, not just a speech. We need leaders who will understand governance, not just campaign slogans. We need leaders whose backgrounds are clean, not adjusted. We need leaders who are educated, prepared, and accountable. And above all, we need leaders who carry the power to change what older leaders have normalized. As Dr. Kalam once said, small aim is a crime. Today, asking more from our leaders is our responsibility.
And that's exactly why today's topic matters. I, tab number M19, is here to share my views on the topic, the power of influencers. Are they shaping minds or misleading the youth? We are living in a world not ruled by kings, queens, or superheroes, but by influencers. With just one post, one reel, or one story, they can change what millions think, feel, or believe. They have the power to shape opinion, trends, and even dreams. The world that once looked up to scientists, freedom fighters, and teachers now often look up to the social media stars. Influencers are powerful. There are many influencers who use the platform to spread positivity. They guide us, support us, and motivate us. They tell us that the real beauty comes from confidence, not filters. They remind us to plant trees, speak kindly, and believe in ourselves. Such influencers deserve a huge applause. They truly shape minds in the best way. But now, think about this. You must have seen influencers showing off expensive brands, luxury cars, and unrealistic lifestyle. And have you ever thought, why isn't my life like theirs? This is where the real danger begins.
Trust between the common man and the leader elected by the common man. I ask, however, is this trust genuine when politics is plagued by criminalization, money power, educational gaps, and imbalance in representation? The answer lies in understanding that reforms and eligibility norms for election candidacy is the way to strengthen the democracy. Just as a river needs to be filtered at its source to remain pure, eligibility reforms act as filters for elections. According to the Association for Democratic Reforms, nearly 45% of India's members of parliament have declared criminal charges against them, 29% being of serious nature, such as murder, kidnapping, or crimes against women. Is this democracy? I share another striking fact. India has over 900 million registered voters, yet women make up only 15% of the parliament. Reforms in eligibility norms would encourage greater gender balance and youth participation, making our democracy more representative. Definitely, stronger eligibility norms are the shield which preserve the integrity, dignity, and future of our democratic ideals. Dear audience, other nations have already taken a lead. Brazil's clean record law bars anyone from contesting elections have they been convicted by a panel of judges for 8 years. In the United Kingdom, any candidate found guilty of corrupt practices is immediately disqualified. So why should India settle for less? We deserve leaders who carry the weight of responsibility like a crown, not wield power as a weapon. Leaders who inspire respect through virtue, not through fear. Leaders who prove that the true meaning of democracy is not just aggrandizement. And surely some improvements have begun. The Supreme Court has passed an order making it mandatory for every election candidate to declare their property information and criminal charges pending against them in an affidavit. But is it enough? That's the question that arises. Our Thank you.
That was a beautifully delivered speech. Now I
Respected teachers and my fellow participants, today I stand before you to share my thoughts on a compelling question. Is AI the future of creativity or a threat to it? But first, ask yourself, are we truly prepared for the unexpected revolution in creativity? Because AI is everywhere nowadays. Some hail it as the future of creativity, others fear it as a threat. But both views miss something really important. That AI is not replacing our creativity, it is reshaping the conditions under which creativity thrives. And that's the real shift. For generations, creativity was believed to be uniquely human. Create, imagine, innovate,
Active. Imagine this. You have a busy morning. The proactive multi-mood organizes your routine but reminds you to bag your bag yourself. You are studying. The proactive multi-mood blocks the distractions and reminds you to take breaks to protect your eyes. My invention did not replace efforts. It guides efforts, making us smarter, not lazier. Scientists say students and adults waste 2 hours daily on repeated and unplanned tasks. The proactive multi-mode will reduce that waste while still promoting development, good habits, and discipline. It helps students stay organized, assist parents with plannings, and remind elders to take medicines on time. In simple words, it saves our time without stealing our strength. It supports life without replacing human effort. How useful, isn't it? Great inventors never waited for the future. They created it. Addition gives us life. Right fingers gives us wings. I want my invention to give.
in the end, it's about the clarity of thought. It forces us to think. If AI can create what we can, then what is what we can and AI cannot? Can a machine algorithm really find or challenge you?
A poem that captures the heart of my invention. A tiny spark in my mind began to shine. Proactive multi-mode saves the time. A tiny dream that could redefine. Thank you and have a nice day.
A world where technology amplifies human potential rather than replacing it. That's the real future of creativity. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone, respected jury members, teachers, and everyone present here. Today, our tag number N22 is here to express my views on the topic that shapes conversations in classrooms, trends on our phones, and even the choices that we make without realizing. The topic is the power of influences, shaping young minds or misleading youth. Today, we live in a world where a 30-second reel can teach, entertain, or completely rewrite what a young mind believes. A single opinion, a single post, or a single endorsement, and millions of people start following the same trend. So, the question arises, is this influence guiding us or drifting us away from the reality? Let's begin with the positive side. In 2025, India's digital creator community crossed millions of active influencers, and many of them use this power responsibly. Some break down complex science into simple ideas. Some motivate students to build up discipline and skills. Some speak openly about confidence, self-care, and mental health, the topics we hesitated to talk about earlier. They do more than entertain, they empower. For many young people, they become the voices that say, you can grow, you can improve. But every powerful tool has a dark side too. The online world often shows perfectionism without truth. Perfect faces, perfect lives, perfect success stories, but only the highlight reel, never the struggle. And young people who are still shaping their identity begin to compare their real life with someone else's edited life. A recent youth survey revealed that a large number of teenagers feel pressured to dress, think, or even behave like influencers, even when it does not fit their reality. So, at last, I want to say that what should we conclude? The truth is simple. Influencers have the power, but the responsibility of choice lies with us. Their posts may catch our attention, but we should not depend our self-worth on them. Their confidence may inspire us, but we should not lose ourselves to them. Before believing anything online, first pause and ask, is this useful? Is this truthful? Or is this for me? Influencers may start trends, but we should know our direction. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.
Amazing performance. Very nice. Nextly we have tag number M23.
A marvelous morning to our esteemed judges and respected audience. Today, I, tag number M23, speak about influencers, the towering powerhouses of social media, sweeping across the digital realm like an unstoppable juggernaut. In this whirlwind century, where trends change at the drop of a hat, influencers have become the kingmakers of public opinion and shapers of the modern mindset. As we are all well acquainted with, influencers with their every post, whether fashion, food, lifestyle, or current affairs, they sculpt young minds and empower people to learn, adapt, and reinvent themselves. Many influencers champion authenticity, ignite creativity, and turn simple hobbies to thriving passions. They make knowledge accessible to all, turning this digital space into a global classroom. Their courage in speaking up and breaking stereotypes shows us that a single spark can light up a mighty flame. But as we all know, every coin has two sides. Not all that glitters in the digital world is gold. Some influencers wear a flawless facade just for namesake and popularity, yet conceal deceptive intentions. These ones in sheep's clothing aren't with a gift to be jabbed, spread red herrings, eyewash, and half-baked buns. Their perfectly curated lives awaken the green-eyed monster, planting seeds of insecurity, comparison, and self-doubt. What appears to be harmless turns out to be a double-edged sword, slowly twisting young minds and clouding judgment. But we also know every dark cloud has a silver lining. The influencers who speak with integrity become true beacons of hope. They amplify unheard voices, raise awareness about pressing issues, support mental health, and most importantly, inspire and support millions of people who choose to chase their dreams fearlessly. They show us that influence, when wielded responsibility, can uplift society and move mountains. In the end, I hope that we all agree on the fact that if we stay vigilant, discerning, and learn to separate the wheat from the chaff, we can celebrate the influencers truly enlighten and sidestep those who mislead, building a
Now I would like to call tag number M24.
A very pleasant day to everyone present here. In a world full of noise, the loudest voices shape our choices. I am Yati, participant number 24, and today I would like to present give my views on influencers influencing today's youth. Influence is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. Our minds are generally shaped by the people that surround us or by the ones we interact with. But our generation is more vulnerable to influence than ever before because many of us grew without consistent guidance from our elders, our family members, or our role models. So we turn to the digital world thinking we'll get acceptance there. The social media started to become our mentor. It started to guide us. The influencers started to influence us deeply. Some influencers seemed so perfect, it made young teenagers like me insecure. It caused self-doubt. We tried to imitate them, forgetting our own unique personalities. Still, not all influencers mislead us. Some genuinely
The relation between artificial intelligence and human creativity. In an age where machines can compose symphonies, paint portraits, we must ask ourselves, is AI the promising future of creativity or an existential threat to it? Advocates argue that AI is a powerful ally, an extraordinary new medium that can unblock unprecedented levels of human potential. Imagine a graphic designer. Instead of spending hours on tedious manual edits, AI-powered software can handle these tasks, enabling the designers to experiment with a wide array of compositions, fostering innovation and enhancing the final product. In education, AI acts as a personalized learning aid, offering instant feedback and resources that help students to explore their creative interests at their own pace. However, we must also seriously consider the threats. The rise of AI raises genuine concerns about the value of human originality. This can erode confidence in one's own abilities and devalue the
A very warm morning to all the members present here. Today, I tag number M25 stand before you as we all contestants have been allowed to express our dream inventions. So, I won't miss this opportunity. Although I know the invention I am going to express is mere fiction. Still, I want to express it because I have learned it from the history of science that present-day inventions were once daydreams. Imagine a nanochip that has been implanted in your spine and guiding you in all sorts of actions or works you perform. And I have used the word spine. Sounds unusual to hear. Yes, just because that is the center of our nervous system. And once implanted in the spine, the chip will be capable of showing you the visuals of your every action. The chip will show you the positive or negative consequences of your all actions. For example, if you're a doctor or an engineer and you initiate a wrong move at your workplace, then the same nanochip will show you the visuals of your wrongs and it will be completely in your hands whether you follow it or not. There are many situations which are overflowing in my mind, such as
the subject that lies at the very heartbeat of our nation, reforms in eligibility norms for election candidacy, and why. Why they are essential to strengthen democracy. A democracy, only as strong as its leaders. Democracy is not just a system, it is a sacred promise. The promise that power rests with the people. But what happens when people lose trust in those
curiosity makes us to ask questions, intelligence helps us to find answers, but curiosity helps us to look for them in the first place. Every discovery in the world, electricity to the internet, begin with a simple question: why? How? What if? A curious person, never afraid to explore, to experiment, to understand things beyond the surface. Second, curiosity leads to continuous learning. Intelligent people will know many things, but curious people learning new things every day. They don't stop at what they already know. They push themselves to understand more. This continuous learning keeps the mind active, creative, and flexible. The world changes so quickly. Curiosity helps us to grow instead of getting stuck. Third, curiosity builds confidence. When we explore new ideas, try new skills, or ask questions, we become braver. We learn that mistakes are not failure. This is a part of learning. Curiosity turns fear into excitement.
Beauty products, health supplements, and quick skills. Influencers can impact the mental health, safety, and decision-making abilities of young people who trust them blindly. Despite these risks, the role of influencers cannot be dismissed. They hold a unique position in modern society where young people look for the guidance beyond their family and teachers. The real challenge lies in ensuring that the youth become responsible digital citizens. They must know to evaluate content critically and follow influencers who prioritize authenticity and integrity. Parents and educators also play an essential role in helping the children to understand the difference between genuine guidance and misleading influence. In conclusion, influences causes the misleading In conclusion, influences possess the remarkable abilities to shape young minds, inspire positive change, and make learning enjoyable.
Greetings to one and all. I am tag S27, and today when I stand before you, I am here to show you the reality of the Constitution. Have you ever thought of the people leading the country could be criminals? Yes, they are. Out of the 543 MPs and MLAs sitting in Lok Sabha, 225 of them are criminals, which makes up 44% of them, right? And this is just not it. In a country which says Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, here MPs are rapists, and I can name the number. 2 of the MPs sitting in Lok Sabha are facing rape cases, and 16 are facing cases for crime against women. And this is the country we are living in. When democracy starts to tremble, when its shield becomes its blade, the democracy cannot survive. It starts bleeding. It bleeds, and that is when democracy falls. But we can protect it. How so? Democracy demands eligibility reforms. Reforms such as democratic licensing. Just as a police officer working under an amendment.
Imagine this. Every morning, my alarm rings. I look at it and say, timekeeper machine, pause. And suddenly, 10 more minutes of sleep. Trust me, my mother will need a separate machine to drag me out of the bed. But this invention is not just only for my morning comedy shows. Today, life is running faster than the fastest train. People rush at work, rush on roads, rush in life, but nobody has time to sit, breathe, talk, smile, or even simply live. Think of our parents. Their day gets over, but their work doesn't. My time machine will give them 2 extra hours of peace so that my mother can drink the tea before it becomes iced tea and my father can finish a movie without the movie finishing him. And what about the memories we lose forever? The last hug we couldn't give, the last words
we couldn't say and the time we can never get back. This machine will offer people one more minute, one more memory, and one more chance. Students will love it during exams. Just press a button, extra time mode on. Even teachers will use it secretly while checking our notebooks. But the real magic of my invention is not just in giving extra time to people. It is in teaching to value the time that we already have. In the end, it is not the hours we work that matter, but the moments we lived. If my time your machine ever becomes real, I would not only give people extra hours, but extra life to live. Thank you.
Amazing performance, I really say. Nextly we have tag number F28.
On knowing everything. They were simple, curious. They kept asking questions and kept experimenting. The curiosity changed the world. Second, curiosity makes learning fun. When we are curious, we enjoy what we learn. We don't study just to get marks. We study because we want to understand. A curious student listens carefully, explores beyond the textbook, and tries new ideas. Such students become creative thinkers and problem solvers. Third, curiosity gives us courage. Curious people are not afraid of making mistakes. They try again and again until they find their answer. This helps them grow up with confidence. Intelligence can solve a problem once.
A camera, a phone, and a Wi-Fi connection. Today, influencers are not just content creators. They are trendsetters, opinion builders, and digital role models. Here, the actual question comes, are they sharpening our minds? On one side, influencers are doing something we never knew existed. Like a girl from a small town can learn coding from a content creator abroad. A boy who's lacking confidence in his life can find motivation in a 60-second reel. Some influencers teach us finance, fitness, creativity and courage, all for free at just a swipe. And
they just deliver it to us. What about the human artist? As also, the real true creativity is the one that is filled with emotions, struggles, and experiences. Creativity without emotions is not creativity at all, it's a decoration. Second, AI also takes over jobs. Yes, there are many jobs taken away from AI, but the truly artist human soul cannot be taken away by AI. Also, we can say AI produces content, but it cannot replace the human artist's soul. Third fear that arises in us is that the students rely too much on the AI, and this is killing
the skin, occupied, important, totally inhabited at a place. Now we just need a corner and we can spend our whole day with this digital addiction. We forget how emotionally and mentally we are departing from the social interaction. We are experiencing mood swings. Our sleep cycle has just been ruined and it needs vicious trap. We have been imprisoned. A recent study led by faculty at Lead Department of Psychiatry found that youth who spend the most time on digital technology exhibited depression, social anxiety, and aggression. Another study by university professors found that high users of screenage between 40 to 17 years old are treated by mental and physical health professionals for medication for psychological and behavioral issues. Yes, friends, our potential health and mood deterioration certainly the cause of excessive screen time. Eye strain, headache, blurred vision, dry eyes, and shoulder pain are the evidence of prolonged screen time. And not only these, but also found that adolescents
that brought dynamic changes and helped us progress from the Stone Age to the age of Internet. After creating AI, we thought we were simplifying lives for ourselves. But this very approach threatens human creativity. Today, all we have to do is just string a few prompts together and instruct ChatGPT or Gemini, and voila, the task is completed with precision. Either an artwork, homework, speech, a report, anything. But what I fail to understand is that something we create can stimulate our creativity. The struggle it takes to complete something is what gives it life. AI makes individuals dependent on it, which hampers crucial brain development. Dream, dream, dream.
Influence is neither good nor bad. It's simply a mirror of how responsible we choose to be as creators or as consumers. So let us shape a generation that doesn't chase influencers but becomes one, not with millions of followers but with millions of values. Thank you and have a nice day.
I must say, very energetic performance. Nextly, I would like to call tag number N30.
Excessive. Screen time can disturb our sleep cycle, reduce attention span, and increase stress. It can also make us emotionally weak by limiting real-life interaction, affection, and bonding with family. So stay healthy. We must balance our screen use. We can take regular breaks, spend quality time with family, and choose activities that do not require device. In conclusion, a balanced lifestyle keeps our mind and body strong. Technology is helpful, but it should never control our life. So let's put more resilient and compassionate forth. Thank you. Have a nice day. And peace.
Now it's time for P30.
Because of famous influencer promoting it. Yes, you heard it right. Influencers are the celebrities of our generation. You can find them on all social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and where not. You ask questions and here they are ready to give hundreds of solutions. But just like a fire can do both, cook food and burn house, these influencers can build mind or destroy it. I personally follow many influencers who inspire me, teach me, inculcates morals, spiritual journey of many. Many influencers provide free education, developing interest in science, generating awareness, and provide spiritual journey of many. But just like a coin has two sides, here's come the another side of the influencer can show a perfect life when actually as fake as AI. I also heard a case where an influencer booked whole metro night to celebrate her husband's birthday and gather a huge mood for the social media. But the question arises, is it a good thought? Gathering such a huge crowd at a public place is surely not a smart move. What kind of message they were trying to deliver? Another incident was that where an influencer booked whole metro night. Another incident was that when an Instagram influencer launched a clothing brand and took prepaid payment but did not deliver the article. As promised, still there were many followers who were supporting her. In the end, I can believe influencer can shape mind, but it's our
Or even human life, it could become very dangerous. They don't have feelings and morals. They can only follow data and rules. If humans stop thinking creatively and let AI control everything, we may lose what makes us truly human, our imagination, emotions, and our heart. And most effective question, can creativity exist without human emotions? If everyone used to create ideas may become similar, repetitive, and predictable, true originality could disappear. The future will belong to those who learn to work with AI, not compete against it. AI generates ideas, but human gives meaning. AI produces content, but humans provide culture, ethics, and purpose. So the most effective questions, will we let AI replace our imaginations
clearly. Number 1, we should make a limit of our time. Number 2, after 30 minutes, we should make a 5-minute break. Number 3, we should play more outside. Number 4, we should keep the brightness low and put it in a proper distance. And lastly, number 5, we should say no screen before bed. So my friends, our minds become sharp and our body becomes strong, not by screens but by healthy habits. So let us use technology wisely. Have a great and a happy day.
Where AI taken over our jobs. Just think about our schools, where AI replaces the human teachers with the robotic teachers. Very good morning to the respected judges, teachers and my fellow participants. I am as tab number S31. Now I would like to tell you that today we stand at a turning point, a point where that challenges our future. Is AI the future of creativity or a threat to it? Let's begin with the truth. AI has unblocked the possibilities of challenges. It can write music in minutes, paints masterpieces in seconds, and generate ideas at a speed no human ever could. AI is not just a tool, it is a creative accelerator. It helps the artist to visualize the impossible. It helps writers to break the mental blocks and gives innovators the power to experiment without fear. In this way, AI is not replacing the creativity, it amplifies it. But every powerful tool has a shadow. So, we worry rightfully that if AI creates everything, what is left for us? Will the human originality lose its value? Will the artists, designers and writers be pushed?
A very warm and pleasant good morning to respected teachers, esteemed judges and my fellow participants. I am Anjali from class 8 from Shri Sai Baba School. Today I stand before you to speak on a topic that concerns almost every young person today. The power of influences in shaping minds or misleading youth. In today's digital age, influencers play a major role in shaping opinions, trends, and lifestyle. With just one post or video, influencers can reach millions of young
Make someone a filmmaker, and AI can never make someone a truly creative unless the human mind guiding it. Creativity is an emotion. It is a courage. It is the spark within us that no machine can never understand. So, is the AI future of creativity? Absolutely. Is it a threat? Only if we hand over our imagination instead of using AI to expand it. The real future is not AI versus humans. It is AI with humans creating smarter, bolder and more limitless ideas together. Thank you for being a good listener. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That was a great speech. Now I would like to call the next tag number as 32.
As responsible young citizens, we must think critically and not believe in everything we see online. Influencers hold the power to shape young minds, but true influence inspires soul, not confusion. Influencers have power, but we must have the wisdom to use that influence wisely. Thank you. I am grateful for your time.
Indian elections. How Indian democracy survives despite some of the most colorful candidates contesting elections. We keep hearing the system is fine, don't complain. Yes, of course, everything is perfect until someone loses an election. Then suddenly the same system becomes a national emergency. According to ADR 2024, Lok Sabha analysis, 46% of our MPs have
again and again. Oh, and my favorite, how to earn 5 lakh rupees a month at the age of 14. Yeah, sure. That's totally possible. All we need is zero experience, a ring light, and unrealistic expectations. But this is where the danger begins. Teenagers start feeling insecure. They start comparing their real lives to someone's edited highlight reel. They think success is instant, money is easy, and life is supposed to look like a filter. But here's the truth. Influencers influence us because we allow them to. We double tap, we follow, we share, we give them power. So what do? Unfollow the entire internet? No. 3 simple rules which you all should remember. First, do not compare. Nobody posts their failures. Even the math homework would look good under a filter. Think before you post. Are they helping you grow? Use your mind. Think, listen, but decide for yourself. In the end, we must remember real influence is not how many followers you have, but how many lives you all have uplifted. Thank you all and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Very well done. Amazing performance. Next we have track number 33.
Influencers don't just post content, they shape culture. But the scary part is, most of us don't even realize when it happens. One reel goes viral and suddenly it becomes fashion,
promise that every woman will walk without fear. Good morning to the esteemed judges and the assembled gathering. Today I, tag number M34, stand before you all to tell about my dream invention. I have a question to ask. Have you ever dreamt of inventing something? Yes? So did I. Let us discuss about it. We live in a world where women are breaking barriers, reaching new heights. Yet there is still a question that worries us. Is she safe? A girl should be fearless when she follows her dream. A woman should be respected when she steps outside her home. But sadly, reality often writes a whole different story. As per the latest NCRT data of 2023, India recorded over 4.4 lakh cases against women, with harassment and domestic violence being the highest recorded offense. Globally, India is ranked 128 out of 177 countries in Women's Peace and Security Index 2023. So, I dream of an invention which turns women's fear into her strength. A smart robot for women's safety called Saheli, because every woman deserves a friend who protects. Saheli is small, stylish, super adorable, and always alert. It consists of GPS tracking, voice recognition, facial recognition, and emergency alarms, which activates when it senses any signs of danger. She should walk with courage, not fear. For Saheli, her guardian is always near. If someone tries to attack her, Saheli will flash a bright light to attract attention, immediately record the attacker's face, and send her location to the police and the family. My invention believes every daughter deserves wings, not warnings. Pandita Ramabai also said, women are not born to be silent, they are born to be expressive, enlightened, and free. One day, I wish to see a world where every street is safe, every woman walks freely, and confidence and courage should reside in her. My invention may only have begun in my heart, but I hope one day it will bring a revolution, because women's safety is not a choice, it's a responsibility. She is the spark that lights the world. Protect her and the world will shine bright. Thank you, that was my perspective.
Imagine, you walk into your classroom one day and there's a blank canvas floating in the air. You think of a bird and suddenly the canvas paints a bird. You think of a melody and soft music begins to play. You think of a story and the words start writing themselves. Crazy, right? Good afternoon, respected judges, teachers, and my fellow students. Today, I, tag number 34, want to share a positive and exciting perspective on a question many are asking. Is AI a powerful future of creativity? And my answer is a confident yes. AI has become a teammate. No one imagined. You give it a thought and it turns it into something real. An artwork, a project, a video, anything. It's like having a creative assistant packed inside your device. In fact, 88% of the companies worldwide now use AI, a massive leap from just 20% in 2020. This shows how fast the world is shifting towards AI. Even Bill Gates quoted, "The rise of AI is both exciting and terrifying. It will change the way people work, travel, learn, get healthcare, and communicate." But here's the twist. People think AI kills creativity. Actually, it does the opposite. AI doesn't replace our imagination. It stretches it.
With just one post, guiding them what to buy, how to make, what to be, wear, or what to eat. The iconic cricketers to the learning gurus, the motivational speakers, and the famous chefs have really transformed the way we must learn. Gone are the days when we needed formal training for how to repair the car or cook our dish. Just a small video of few seconds proves to be beneficial.
judges and respected members, and my dear fellow contestants. I am Rohan, I'm here with tag number 35. Sorry, can we restart it again, please?
Yes, brother,
Oh, please restart.
May I start? We live in a time where opinions are not formed in classrooms, but on social platforms, where role models are not found in history books, but on Instagram reels, and where identities are shaped not only by achievements, but by viewers
ask questions like, why does the moon change its shape? How does the Google map knows all the roads? Or what makes a video game work? Curiosity makes learning feel fun, not like a regular chore. When you are curious, your brain becomes more active and remembers things faster. It's like turning a bright light inside your mind. A curious mind notices more things, comes up with new ideas, and solves problems better. For example, when Minecraft player builds creative world, it starts with, what if I try this idea? Oh, when a child asks Alexa or Siri a question, they are basically training their mind to think. Even scientists at ISRO and NASA make discoveries because they stay curious, not because they know everything. Curiosity leads to...
Even members of the jury, respected teachers, and my fellow contestants, I wish you all a very cheerful afternoon. Today, I, tag number 36, want to represent my views on the topic Reforms in Eligibility Norms for Election Candidacy, a way to strengthen our democracy. Dignified audience, in the preamble of our constitution, India is proudly declared as Democratic Republic. It tells us that we, the citizens, are the true masters of this democracy. But I ask you all, are we really? According to the ADR report, in present Lok Sabha, 46% of MPs have declared criminal cases against them, and 31% of them face serious criminal charges. Even in our state assemblies, nearly 30% of MLAs are accused of serious criminal cases. Just imagine a candidate facing 38 criminal charges, including murders, attempt to murders, and kidnapping, won the assembly seat in Bihar while being in judicial custody. One of our CM in Delhi ran the government from jail while facing serious corruption charges. How strange it is, respected jury members. When you appoint even a 4th class employee in your institution, you check their background, you check on some parameters. But for the people who become the face of the country, dispenser of India's destiny, the lawmakers, for them, there is no strong eligibility criteria, no check on background and credibility. What an irony it is that an illiterate politician can become education minister. A criminal can become a law minister. Because in our system, the only qualification required to become minister is to win election by hook or by crook and having majority in the house. We say that democracy gives us the power to elect the right person, but in reality, we are often left with no choice but to choose from the bad or worse. This must change. There must be some strong eligibility norms for contesting elections. My dear audience, post and power carry great responsibilities. Our political leaders must have strong character, commitment, and true patriotism. Only such leaders can uplift this great nation to become the superpower and restore dignity of our democracy. Honorable judges, our democracy is our pride. It is the largest democracy in the world. Let it always remain of the people, for the people, and most importantly, by the right people who truly deserve to lead this great nation. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
He lifted humanity into the sky and changed the future forever. Newton's groundbreaking theory of gravity did not begin with intelligence, but with a simple question: why did the apple fall down instead of going up? Curious minds continue to excel. They adapt faster, they learn better, and find creative solutions who give them an edge over others who only depend on what they already know. I have read somewhere, intelligence is a trait, but curiosity is a habit to inquire and to challenge the unknown. Think of Steve Jobs. He wasn't the smartest computer engineer, but his curiosity about calligraphy, designing, and user experience transformed Apple into one of the world's most influential companies. Curious minds turns their mistakes into lessons, problems into possibilities,
not just headlines. These are warnings. Warnings that the strength of a nation depends on the integrity of the minds leading it. If pilots need mental fitness tests to fly
award, toppers lift trophies, achievers collect awards, and fastest thinkers receives the loudest applause. But beneath all these celebrations, all the medals, the claps and the praise, lies a question almost no one stops to ask. What truly gives poet to intelligence? Good morning, respected judges. Today, I tag number P36 want to present my views on the topic intelligence versus curiosity. Dear judges, there was a question behind every discovery, every invention, every brilliant idea. That was why? A very simple, small, but stubborn question, which we simply call curiosity. Dear friends, let me tell you a story. Once, a little boy asked his teacher, why can't a bird fly without wings? The whole class laughed. But that curious boy grew up to become Wright brothers who invented the aeroplane. It is curiosity which made a falling apple turn into laws of gravity. It is curiosity which led Madame Curie to discover radium, a life-saving gift to humanity. And it is curiosity again in Steve Jobs that gave birth to the most sought-after apple. Dear judges, please don't misunderstand me. I am not here to diminish the value of the power of intellect. Intelligence is very crucial to solve any problem, but curiosity helps you to discover a world of possibilities. Intelligence can only
time may make us feel not good enough. Instead of feeling fresh and confident, our minds feel cluttered and noisy. So how should we protect ourselves? By choosing the word
of human resources, which can lead to technological upgradation and technological advancements. Thank you and have a nice day.
Spend time doing things that bring you real joy, like laughing with friends, helping at home, reading a book, or playing a sport. And remember to switch off your devices at least an hour before bedtime, so your mind can relax and your dreams can bloom peacefully. Before I end, here is one thought to remember. Life is full of colors that no screen can show, full of moments that no gadget can replace. So let us enjoy technology, but let's also enjoy the world around us too. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Now it's time for P38.
Anybody want pani, washroom, water?
It means knowing a lot of facts, doing well in school, and understanding pretty things fast. Being smart is very helpful to us, but there is something even more powerful than just being smart, and that is being curious. Curiosity means wanting to know more. It is a little voice in your head that asks how, what, or what happens if I. A curious person loves to explore and learn new things. They do not just stop learning just because it is over. Think about when you were a baby. You did not know how to walk or talk, but you were super curious. You grabbed everything, made funny noises, and figured out how the world worked by trying things out. Great inventors and scientists like Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, were curious first. They did not just sit and be smart. They asked, can I make this work? Their curiosity made their intelligence useful. Their curiosity also made the light bulb useful. When you are curious, learning does not feel like just a boring homework assessment or a walk. It feels like an adventure. You have to read a whole book to find the answer. This means
And they have interesting facts. In many creativity tests, AI tools perform almost at human level. So we can say that AI is match the quality of human being. So which side is right? Maybe both. The truth is the most powerful creativity happens when people and AI works together. And this creativity is called augmented creativity. AI can generate 100 ideas in minutes, explore patterns, and give a new direction to think, while human can add emotions, judge what is meaningful and right, and relate ideas with real life values. I think both.
Product and that their content may not be entirely genuine. In conclusion, social media and culture can have a powerful impact on young people's mind, both positive and negative. While we should be mindful of the potentials, we should also recognize that influencer can be a source of inspiration and positive role models.
Physical and mental health. We are surrounded by screens, our phones, laptops, and smartwatches. They not only help us to communicate, but help us to stay connected with friends, family, and the whole wide world. Isn't it amazing? Yes, it is. All of it is good, but the problem comes when screen time becomes excessive. As we know, excess of everything is wrong and can lead to harmful
sports, or sci-fi movies. It is in our phones, our classrooms, our music playlist, or even in some of the speeches people write. And I want to begin with a new topic, the bright one, AI. AI can take a simple idea and turn it into a story, a melody, a painting, or even a complete video. It has become that friend who never gets tired of suggesting more and more ideas. AI is like a telescope. It makes our imagination more better. But when creativity becomes instant, do we stop trying? When an app draws a portrait for us in 3 seconds, do we stop learning how to hold a pencil? But here comes the truth. AI cannot dream. AI cannot feel the pain behind a poem. AI cannot understand.
I'm contestant number 44, and today I ask a question shaping the destiny of our nation. Are influencers shaping minds or misleading youth? Because influence isn't new, it's timeless. When Gandhi wrote, an empire trembled. When Malala spoke, fears surrendered. When Greta warned, leaders listened. And when Super 30 rose, new futures composed. Because true influencers don't sell products, they sell purpose. They don't create viral content, they create vital change. But today, influence looks different. We scroll before we think, we follow before we question. They shape our breakfast, our beliefs, our identity, pixel by pixel. They remodel our appearance, convincing youth that real skin is a flaw to fix. They sell overnight success illusions, hiding real failures, and become architects of our opinions. Meanwhile, you drown silently, chasing perfection, appearance that never existed, battling anxiety behind glowing screens, comparing, doubting, breaking before they even discover who they are. One viral lie and cities burn. One doctored video and lives shatter. With every swipe, facts blur and fiction outruns the truth. Yet, when the purpose is right, influence shines like a bright light. During the farmer protests, influencers amplified unheard voices and made India notice. But in Delhi's pollution crisis, some spread false cures, risking lives. Influence can save and it can destroy.
Wants to restart. Yes, please.
Parents, teachers, and friends to remind you that life is measured in heartbeats, not notifications, and to stand by them at all costs. So, I ask again, are influencers lifting us towards greatness or dragging us into a glittering trap because they can ignite revolution or spark insecurities, shape a generation or shatter it behind locked screens? The real question is, who do we allow to script our story? Because the greatest influencer in our life should never be a stranger behind a screen. It should be you. You have the power, you have the choice, and you have the voice. Be your own trend, be your own movement, and be your own influencer. Thank you, and have a great day.
Wonderful presentation. Very nice. The citizen, then how we can trust them with power? And also, a person should have, actually, a candidate should have basic education qualification. I'm not saying everybody needs to be a topper, but they should at least understand some basic terms which include law, judiciary, etc. A leader who cannot read the policy properly can never understand and solve the problem of the society. And also, there should be some limit on money power. Election should not be a game of who's richer. By making financial rule more stronger and transparent, we can give a fair chance to those candidates who are honest and deserves to win the elections. And at last, we should also promote younger and diverse communities and candidates. If electoral norms promote younger participation, women representation and marginalized communities, then democracy will become intensive just the way it meant to be. So, if we bring these reforms, then we can make our India with a great leader, a good constitution and a great future. Because democracy is as strong as the people who leads it. So at last, I would just like to
Went closer and would spark actual conversations, not just for social media. Do you know Elvis Connolly? His dream was being a cricketer. He worked hard from Ranchi, even worked as a ticket collector for Indian Railways. He then debuted from a century in 2004 with hard work, dedication, and discipline. And he became one of the biggest cricketers of India, something he dreamt of hardly. So let's dream big, innovate boldly, and make that future a reality. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Amazing performance. Nextly, we have tag number M46.
Who is allowed to contest it? Later ones won't. The penalty for refusing to participate in politics is being covered by your inferiors. But today, we face something dangerous. We are often governed by the unethical and the unqualified. As per area, in the 2024 general elections, 251 out of 543 MPs declared criminal cases against themselves. Despite having degrees, many leaders still fail basic ethical standards, and about one-fourth of the MPs are not even graduates. Our democracy promised us choice. But what kind of choice is this? When the corrupt write anti-corruption laws, when the ill-informed legislate national policies, when those who should be in prisons sit in parliament and decide our future. History reminds us, Athens sought wisdom, Rome sought capability, Singapore sought education and rose to excellence. Countries like Canada and New Zealand ensure strict transparency in political funding so that leaders remain accountable to the people. We call ourselves the largest democracy, yet many enter politics not to serve but to rule, not to uplift society but to uplift their own.
But it can detect problems even before they happen. So it is not like an ordinary smartwatch. Imagine it warning people about the possibility of heart attacks minute before it starts. It warning a diabetic patient about the sugar level is dropping, or notifying a family member when their elderly member is fallen or is falling dizzy. It becomes a silent guardian that saves life without requiring hospital in its vicinity. My invention doesn't stop at health. The future president comes with whole new sense of personal safety. It could help to protect women, could help to find a lost child. So with the tap of a finger, it sends an
show joy, pain, boredom, fear from all the corners of the human experience. It's messy, it's emotional, and it's beautifully unpredictable. But AI is different. It's fast, it's logical, and it's built on patterns. It can edit faster than we can blink and generate drafts in seconds. Today, a teenager with a laptop can generate films, music, art that once required an entire studio to make. But here's the truth. AI has no childhood, it has no heartbreaks, no fear or hope, it has no experience. And creativity without experience is just decoration, not expression. It collapses the moment the prompt stops. But the human mind, it continues to create even in silence, even in chaos, even in the middle of our lives falling apart. Our creativity comes from a place AI will never reach. Therefore, my point is, AI is neither the future nor the threat. It's the reflection of creativity without emotion. At Pixar's animation, animators use AI to visualize scenes all the time. But every scene, every tear, every moment that stays with us is selected by humans. AI can only paint the colors, but only a human can tell the story behind the canvas. Which brings me to the real danger. Not that AI
Personal growth. It fuels the desire to ask questions, explore new ideas, and connect with the world. Why? Intelligence may provide the capacity to learn. Curiosity drives the process and makes learning more rewarding. As it is said by Albert Einstein, I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Einstein is often considered one of the smartest men who ever lived. Yet, he did not attribute his intelligence to his success. It was curiosity that fueled one of the most remarkable minds in history. Many people think of being smart as an acquisition of knowledge. Knowledge is good. But when we all are focused on obtaining enough knowledge for
Influencers can use their platforms to spread misinformation, support unrealistic things. They may prioritize commercial gain over what is good for audience, and that's where the problem starts. When young people look up into influencers as their role models, they simply get influenced by what they see and hear. They start comparing their lives with perfect images they see online and harm themselves doing any good. As a survey of teenagers, we found that 90% of them have hurt their mental health, 45% of them have reduced sleep, and 40% of them have reduced productivity. And you won't believe their primary source was influencers' content. So what's the solution for it? It's not just stopping influencers from what they are doing. It's being crucial and teaching our generation to questioning for themselves and seek informative matters. But the importance of influences cannot be denied.
New things and even stay active. But spending too much time on screens can be harmful. Let me first talk about physical effects. When we sit in front of a screen for many hours, our body doesn't get enough movement. It can make us feel tired or may even lead to weight gain. Sometimes our back and neck also starts hurting because we sit in the wrong posture. Staring at a screen for a long time can cause eye strain, headaches, or dry eyes. Now, let us look at the mental effects. Too much screen time can cause our sleep. If we use screens late at night, then we find it hard to sleep. It also reduces the time we spend talking with the family and friends.
AI is like a simple tool which helps to AI is like a simple tool which helps to like a hammer or a car. Sorry.
It's okay. It's very normal. Yeah. You have time.
AI is like a simple tool like a hammer or a car which can build or destroy depending on who is holding it. After that, it is also helpful in education field, in healthcare services, like it helps to cure disease like diagnosis and also cure in cancer instantly. After that, in education field, it helps to give more innovative and creative ideas.
single stunt challenge can risk a life. This is not infants anymore. This is illusion. Why do youth fall for it? Because infants don't feel like stars. They feel like friends. We see their breakfast, their gym routine, their heartbreaks, and slowly their voice become loud and alone. But we forget one truth: behind every perfect reel, there is a deleted reality. The power we hold, so what we do? We must think, we must question, we must choose what shape us or what break us. Influencers have power to post, but we have power to decide what enters in our mind. The final word, let me end with this: influence is a gift, blind influence is a trap. The word of influencer can lift us or mislead us. Thank you and have a nice day.
Highly educated candidates, people with degrees and proven abilities lost elections, while some candidates who could not even read or write were being elected. This raises an important question. How can someone who cannot read a policy document understand the laws they must make? And most importantly, how can we expect development when our leaders cannot even read the word development? In Bihar, during campaigns, we hardly heard discussions about clean water, jobs, schools, welfare, or women's safety. Instead, the focus was mostly on caste, freebies, and emotional politics. Even more said, many voters said, पढ़ा लिखा क्या करेगा, हमारे समाज का होना चाहिए. That means education doesn't matter, only community matters. Friends, democracy is not a responsibility where we pick the people from our own group. Democracy is a responsibility where we pick the person who can take the nation forward. Let us imagine some simple and logical reforms. Minimum educational qualification. If a government PN or a clerk needs a minimum education, then why must a lawmaker need none? No criminal cases. It is often said, lawmakers cannot be the lawbreakers. Anyone with serious criminal charges should not be allowed to contest. Basic constitutional exam. Not a tough test, just a simple set.
Sometimes youth who are still learning who they are often copy what they see. They enforce their souls to look the same, do the same, and act the same. But when admiration turns into self-doubt, when inspiration turns into nervousness, that's when influence becomes misleading. So we should follow those.
Speak about the effects of screen time on mental and physical health. Too much of anything is harmful. This proverb perfectly describes our situation. We often we face today with increasing screen time. Technology has made our lives comfortable, but its overuse is silently harming our body and mind. To start with, excessive screen time affects our physical health. When we spend long hours looking at a screen, we often sit in a wrong posture without even realizing it.
The future isn't something we enter. The future is something we create. Good afternoon, everyone. I, tag number 48, got the privilege to share my thoughts on a crucial topic. Is AI the future of creativity or a threat to it? Let me begin with a small story. A young designer once spent days perfecting a digital artwork. The moment she uploaded it online, she saw a similar image created by an AI tool in just 10 seconds. Flawless, vivid, and extremely beautiful. Frustrated, she asked, "So what's left for humans to do?" Her mentor replied, "To imagine what AI cannot." That line captures today's dilemma. Is artificial intelligence shaping the future of creativity or silently threatening it? Dear audience, AI has stepped into every creative space. It writes poetry, composes music, paints portraits, and even scripts films. Do you know, in 2023, an AI-generated artwork called Theatre the Opera Special won Fine Arts competition. And
If you is a problem or something more powerful, and it's why I discovered today's topic: why curiosity is more valuable than intelligence. ask questions. Let's never stop exploring. Let's never lose that spark inside us. Because one day that spark will turn into a flame. And that flame will light up your future. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am tag number M51, and today I am here to deliver a speech on the topic, the power of influence, shaping our minds or misleading youth. Navigate. Yes. Have you ever scrolled through your feed and found yourself comparing your life to someone who seems impossibly perfect? In today's digital world, influencers aren't just online personalities; they are cultural architects, quietly molding our dreams, anxieties, ambitions, and even our sense of self-worth. As Simon Sinek said, and I quote, influence is the ability to shape behavior, change attitudes, and inspire people to take action. This power comes with great responsibility. Let us pause and ask, are these influencers visionary guides, showing us new perspectives and inspiring social change? Or are they modern illusionists, weaving unattainable standards and commercial motives into the fabric of youth culture? We live in an era where a like can feel like a vote of confidence and a trending scene and as a global model. From electoral candidacy, from selection of candidates to fundraising and expenditure.
Continue. Relax. Take your time. Relax. It's very, very normal. Okay? Chill. Think. Gather yourself. Continue.
लास्ट लाइन बोलो उससे अगली लाइन के फ्लो में आ जाओ
Shabash.
Despite being the world's largest democracy, reforms include strengthening
Religious force are satisfied with mere answer. It urges us to peer beyond appearances, to challenge conventions and reimagine truth. Intelligence may solve problems. Curiosity invents new words and new problems to solve. Marie Curie's unyielding quest. Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas. Today, innovators like Elon Musk embody the spirit relentlessly, questioning the unknown. From revolutionizing electric vehicles with Tesla to exploring space colonization with SpaceX, Musk's curiosity pushes boundaries, redefining what seems possible and inspiring generations to dream bigger. Moreover, curiosity nurtures empathy and open-mindedness. It urges us to understand perspectives different from our own, to embrace ambiguity and to see the world as an endless canvas of possibilities rather than a fixed set of facts. Not answers, but questions light the way, like stars that guide the nation's way. Let curiosity burn undipped by pride, for those who wonder, change the tide. To conclude,
for choosing our leaders are weak, then even the strongest democracy will need. Honorable judges, respected teachers, and my fellow contestants, today I, tag number S50, want you all to pause for a second and think about this. We check the expiry date before buying milk. We even check the quality before purchasing any clothes. Then why don't we check the background of a leader before choosing them? Shocking, right? This is exactly why today's topic is important. Reforms in eligibility norms for election candidacy are a way to strengthen democracy. It's not just important, it's urgent. Right now, anyone can contest elections with bare minimum requirements, a certain age, basic citizenship, and few disqualifications. But tell me honestly, should the people who will make decisions for millions not meet higher standards? Shouldn't the ones deciding policies, budgets, national security be the people of proven integrity? When candidates will
Democracy is not just about voting for someone. It is about trusting someone with the future of the nation. And trust can't be built on weak eligibility norms. Let me tell you one last thing. If democracy is the heart of the nation, then eligibility reforms are the heartbeat that keeps it alive. Thank you. Have a great day.
You presented your ideas with exceptional coherence. Well done. Now I would like to call the next tag number as 51. Please come.
Good afternoon. I am S51 speaking on the topic Reforms in Eligibility Norms for Election Candidacy, a way to strengthen democracy. May I begin? As they say, reforms do not restrict candidates, they refine leaders. India's election process is one of the most vibrant democratic practices on the planet, where every voice, from the biggest city to the smallest village, carries equal weight. Selecting a leader through process is good. However, defining the competence is equally important. Today, I ask you a simple but crucial question that who should be allowed to stand for our nation's highest responsibility? We pride ourselves for being the world's largest democracy. Yet, the rules that decide who enters in our legislature are shockingly strict. In 2024 Lok Sabha, analysis showed 251 out of 543 MPs, nearly 46%, have serious criminal charges against them. This is not a moral fear, it's a measurable crisis. When almost half of our statesmen have serious charges against them, the governance subtly shifts from public service to survival. And that brings me to the reforms that can genuinely transform our democracy. First, a compulsory national governance certification to all the candidates. Not a college degree, but a short standardized course on constitutional values, basic budgeting, crisis ethics, and just as importantly, citizens' rights. Second, real-time public view dashboards, where every candidate's previous history, pending cases, and assets will appear in just one click. Imagine citizens of the country checking on candidates, like checking the product before buying. Third, a cap on campaign spending. If money is the oxygen in politics, then transparency is the fire extinguisher. A strict digital spend audit can break the marriage of money and muscle. Lastly, a reform I strongly believe that India needs is right to recall at the local level, where citizens can remove non-performing representatives mid-term. When leaders know, people can press reset. Accountability stops being a slogan and becomes a survival skill. Together, these reforms will flip the equation. Power shifts from politicians to people. Accountability shifts from winning elections to deserving leadership. Because when we strengthen who may stand for office, we strengthen every vote, every school, every policy, and every dream. Let power rest not in muscle, but in mind. Let truth be the filter that leaders must find. For the nations rise when worthy takes the stage, and justice becomes the ink on democracy's page. Thank you.
You spoke with great clarity. Well done. Now I would like to call the next tag number as 52. Please come. You're done, sir.
Thanks to you. It was amazing listening to these, and your voice is very powerful, well articulated, and well researched as well. I wish